Welcome to Learning Beyond Image. I am glad you found my channel. You can learn from my content. Just open your hearts and mind. This video is the continuation of part 1, which is the developing lesson plans for social studies, the difference between comprehensive and abbreviated lesson plans, the daily lesson plan, and the daily lesson log. Important components of lesson plan. The daily lesson plan, or the DLP, and the DLL, or the daily lesson log, have the same 6 components: objectives, content, learning resources, procedures, remarks, and reflection. The basic difference is the mode of preparation. DLPs are prepared daily, while DLLs are submitted weekly. Let's discuss the components of lesson plan. First, objectives. Teachers may develop specific objectives for a given lesson, but they need to ensure that these are aligned with the content standard, performance standard, and competency. Thus, the need to indicate these 3 in the lesson plan. In writing objectives, teachers should ensure that they are specific, measurable, and describes what the student should know or able to know. Objectives should also tap not only rote memorization and basic understanding, but also critical and creative thinking. So objectives should be SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Second, content. The content part states the actual topic or subject that will be discussed for the day or the following days. Third, learning resources. In this part, teachers list down the references that they used in the development of the lesson: learner's module, teaching guide, textbooks, and other resources or sources of information. The materials that will be used, such as visual aids, media equipment, and manipulatives, should be noted so that teachers can check if everything is prepared for their lesson. Fourth, procedures. The procedures portion is the longest part of the lesson plan. It contains the steps and activities that will be done to achieve the objectives. In preparing a DLP, teachers divide the procedures portion into 3 parts: before the lesson, during the lesson, and after the lesson. Before the lesson, this includes the activities that will be done at the beginning of the lesson. In this part, teachers may do any of the following: review of the previous lesson, introduction of the new lesson, presentation of the connection between the previous and the new lesson, and statement of the learning objectives. It is also important for teachers to conduct a diagnostic assessment to find out what students already know about the topic. Examples of strategies that teachers can use are pre-test, KWL chart, checklist, self-evaluation, and questioning. Since this is also the beginning of the lesson, there is a great need for teachers to motivate students and emphasize to them why learning the topic is important. As such, teachers should implement start-up or warm-up activities that capture the students' interests and attention at the beginning of the lesson. During the lesson, as the body of the lesson, this is the main part where the new topic is presented. Aside from direct instruction, teachers should provide various activities that will help students attain mastery and understanding. This ongoing process of activities, feedback, and assessment is known as formative assessment, which is essential for both students and teachers to know if learning takes place. Some examples of formative assessment are check-up quiz, practice work, think, pair, share, and journal entry. After the lesson, this serves as the closure of the lesson. Teachers and students wrap up the discussion by doing any of the following: application of the lesson to real life situations, summary generalizations and conclusion, summative assessment, and homework. Number 5, remarks. In this part, teachers indicate whether they have finished the lesson or not within the given time frame. If the lesson will be continued for the next meeting, they write specific reasons such as reteaching, insufficient time, class suspension, and other instances. Number 6, reflection. As reflective practitioners, teachers should assess their instruction, filling out this portion right after the delivery of the lesson. They may use the following questions as a guide in their self-evaluation. How many learners earned 80% in the evaluation? How many require additional activities for remediation? Did the remedial lessons work? How many were able to catch up with the lesson? How many require continuous remediation? Which of my teaching strategies worked well? Why did this work? What difficulties did I encounter which my principal or supervisor can help me solve? What innovation or localized materials did I use or discover which I wish to share with other teachers?